Hi YouTubers, this is Superman G coming back at you with another video. And I want to talk to you today about something that I came across. I was cleaning out my garage, trying to get rid of a lot of old stuff. I came across a lot of computer parts, wires and cables that I don't even use anymore. And I happened to stumble across this. It's an old PS2 that I thought I actually gave away to someone as a Christmas present, but apparently I did not. Don't know why it was, where it was, but I found it nonetheless. And you know, it brings back a lot of memories. I still have a lot of my old PS2 games that I keep for nostalgic purposes, but obviously I kept them because I must have known that I still had this console and that one day I may reconnect it and just you know, play these games again. Now, as a history, PlayStation 2 came out in October of 2000. So this console is over 25 years old, and that's saying something. So deciding to pull it out and give it a shot and just see if it would even work. Now, this is my gear setup at my house. The PS2 is right here. I have these. This is the new audio system I bought. I just upgraded to. I had a old Sony system, Dolby Digital. That thing that was probably over 20 years old itself, but it was still working. So I decided to upgrade. And so I have these Klipsch tower speakers here. There's my laptop, my weights, stockings for Christmas. And this is my Emotiva Basics 3 amplifier, center speaker, DVD player. Yep, still use that. And this is the Onkyo TX RZ50 home theater receiver system that I also have. Now that is a pretty good system. I was hoping for a Denon, but I had to settle for that instead. Now, newer TVs such as this that I have, this is a Sony Bravia 5, I believe. This is an 85-inch television, so it's pretty big. Now, newer consoles can connect to these very easily because they use HDMI connectivity, as most TVs do have HDMI connectivity. But older consoles, such as the PlayStation 2, were not designed to work with HDMI connection. They come with what's called composite connection, which is this is the actual Sony PlayStation 2 connector that came with the system. So you have your red and white audio cables, and then your yellow, which is the video connection that you plug into the back of the TV. And that's how you were able to get the audio and video for the PlayStation 2. Here's a dilemma. They do make cables that have that connectivity. They still actually sell PS2 systems on, you'll find, I mean, they're not brand new, they're refurbished, but you can still find them on eBay, and you may even be able to find them on Amazon, but just be careful. Some of these things should still work if the person cleaned them correctly. But these are some of the cables that you can find on eBay. I actually had to, I had the cables already, so I was fine. I just couldn't find my power cord. And you can again find those on eBay, Amazon, wherever you look for. I think I got mine off Amazon. But they do have various cable connections for your television. If you have the original composite outputs of your TV, here they are on Amazon. And they have various kinds. Just look for the ones you just need the yellow, white, and red connection. Now they also make HDMI, PS2 HDMI connections. Now, I'm not sure about the quality that these give. I started to order one, but I didn't. I decided to use what cables I had to try to, keep from spending extra money. But you can buy these on Amazon. You can buy them off eBay. Now, I'm not sure if the quality makes a difference. Now, there's a little video here that shows AV composite here and then HDMI here. I'm not sure if that's true. Sometimes these are just gimmicks to get you to buy the product. And then you get this like, this didn't help what this didn't do what I thought it would do. Make sure you read about the product from the customer reviews so you can get a general idea before purchasing. whether or not this is worth your money. You don't want to spend money on something that doesn't help what you need it to do. The receiver I have, which is this, is the Onkyo TX-RZ50 or 50, and it's been a very good receiver so far. Now, if your television does not have the composite inputs, which most likely it will not, depending on the age of your television, you can opt to buy a home theater system, and they vary in price, so just make sure that you check your budget and you check with your wifey to make sure before you spend your money on these. These can get pretty expensive. If your TV does not have those composite inputs, or even doesn't have an HDMI input because you've used them all, you can get yourself a home theater system, and in the back you want to make sure that you have these connections. You want to make sure it has HDMI connection, but you want to make certain that it has at least either HDMI or even these component inputs right here. And then you want to make sure it has audio in, which most of them do. Make sure you check that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take those cables from the PlayStation 2, which is the yellow, white, and red connection. You're going to plug this into the PlayStation 2, and then these cables here, you're going to plug those into your home theater system. The yellow will go into either one of these yellow cable inputs, and then your red and whites would go into any of these connections right here. This is for your audio and this is for your video. Now, if you see on the back it says assignable, that means you can go inside the unit. Once you turn it on, you can go inside the settings and you can set this up however you want to set it up. It says number 1 is for your cable satellite and number 2 is for your stream box. And then now here you want to match your audio up to wherever you plug this into. So if you plug number 1 into your PlayStation 2 connection, then you also want to have your audio go to the cable satellite as well. Number 1 is cable satellite, number 2 is stream box. So if you connect it to number 1 cable satellite, then you want to make sure those red and white cables also go here, cable satellite, so it matches up with the synchronicity of where you plugged it in. If you plug it into number 2 stream box right here, then you will plug your red and white cables into the stream box here. As a matter of fact, this is where I connected mine into. PlayStation 2 connection, yellow is connected to number 2 stream box, and the red and white is connected to the stream box audio here, and I'm able to get the audio. I have had issues. Some of my games won't play for some reason. There was one time where it said connect the controller. I connected the controller and for some reason the game just would not play. Only thing I can tell you is that it's a hit and miss. If you get the game to play, sweet. If you can't, then you have to keep trying. Now I'm gonna show you a quick video of the actual game that I tried to play, and this is the end result of what happened. And then from there it kind of loops, copyright purposes, so that's why I didn't have it along the video playing for very long. But as you can see, it works. And I've actually played Grand Theft. This was my favorite game out of all the games of PlayStation 2. And I played the game and it plays fine, no problems. Now the graphics are a little wonky because, you know, like I said, I used composite, I didn't use HDMI, but still the game played. I was able to see what I was doing. I was able to go through some of the missions, not one hiccup, brought back a lot of memories. But yeah, it can play. So if you guys are, you know, pull things out of the mothballs and you come across any old game systems, don't throw them away. If you still got the cartridges or the disc, connect it to your new TV the way I just showed you, and you know, you can play older vintage games. You know, consoles are so expensive these days, and I don't buy consoles anymore. I have my computer where I download games to my computer and play them that way. But if you find an old console system, connect to your TV and you can take yourself back to when they first came out, back to the past, so to speak, and you can play your games that way. I know I'm off the beaten path with this, but I just wanted to show you guys that, and this is like a different type of video off from what I usually talk about, but you know, just have a little fun, and Christmas is coming up. So if you decide to get something like this for a friend of yours or for a child or whatever, then here's a way to go about doing it, so you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on a new console and have to deal with the price of that. Listen, I hope you guys have a good Christmas. Hopefully have a happy new year. Thank you all for watching my videos, commenting, and for just being a fan of Superman G. So you all take care, be safe, and peace out.